me conceited, oh that's how you see it. Well that's all, shameful. Guess that's what I get for being faithful. Oh you think I'm soulless cause the bank's full, yeah. Oh you think I'm heartless cause I made dough, yeah. That's all, painful. Didn't know what you was doing on the down low, yeah. Still you out here acting like it's my fault, yeah. I ain't never said I was an angel, no. I know myself enough to know what I need. Showed you true colors, I don't like what I see. Story keeps changing, I know what that means. Know what that means, I know what that means. How'd you go from being that somebody I believed into being someone doubting me behind the scenes? Can't forgive it, sorry that I ain't ever received. I mean, least you could've done was gave me an apology. But you're so prideful, yeah, prideful. Taking what you need, then blame it on me, man, that's so prideful, hey, prideful. Calling me conceited, oh that's how you see it, well that's all. Look, self-awareness, pride's a coat and yes I like to wear it. Buttoned up, don't like to let no air in, with a pair of gloves that I hope doesn't perish. I discovered though when I get holes in them and I let joy in, I'm in higher spirits. My mistakes are like a screaming parrot, just repeating lyrics. I can barely bear it when I'm lost. Road is narrow, I'm looking down it like a gun's barrel. Aren't we all searching for the serum that could help us breathe and leave our state of peril? All of us have made defensive scarecrows that we scatter around our fields and treat like heroes when they scare away the things that we should cherish. Cause we're too embarrassed to admit the fear is that we're lost. Yeah, but what does it matter? I get too combative inside of me. Is a person who canvas. The pain can be flat, I get messy when I start to get rattled. The heart of a savage and quiet when I lurk in the shadow. But something on that up, I don't wanna be over dramatic, but look at the data. It's obvious that humans are fragile. We tend to get mad at the ones that call us out, but the fact is we need someone that'll be honest when we fly off that handle. I admit I throw a fit when I begin to unravel. Keep my wits spin off the grid, but now I'm back in the saddle. My intent is not to rant, I like to own what I value. I can take you on the fence and maybe pick up the paddle. I like to roll against the current, that's the way that I travel. Opposite of what the grain has got the brain of a rebel. Take initiative, I'm diligent on every level. I never could settle, I like to keep my foot in the pedal. Yeah, I love to pack arenas and all, but what I really wanna do is learn to handle my thoughts and put the reins on them, show them I'm the one that's the boss, and pull them back when they get out of hand and breaking their jaws. I'm taking the flaws, they told me I could never revolve, then pull a bane on them, ask them, oh, you think you're in charge? You ought to know better, ain't no way around it, I'm flawed. The traits that I want, they say I can't afford what it costs, but I manifested this. Failing's how you grow and learn your lessons, kids. Take the worst and try to make the best of it, cause when you fail, just know that it's a test, and if you can learn to pick yourself back up again and train your brain to not be such a pessimist. It's okay to make mistakes, just don't forget that there's a high road, but I skip the exit when I'm lost. Yeah, when I'm lost. When I'm lost. When I'm lost. When I'm lost.
Wow, these burdens are heavy, and I'm hoping it don't bury me. I used to be joyful and skip so merrily, but now I'm too cautious and tiptoe carefully. My mind left, and it's nowhere to be found. Am I a big old parody? Cause it's no fair to me. And now I'm at the point where I'm spending $1,000 a week on hypnotherapy. Look, I'm trying to wash away my sins. I got a group of loved ones that ain't my friends. And if I ever take a nail, then they might grin. And they all wanna see me stay in the cage I'm in. So when it come to anybody, there's no trust for no one. Man, so what? My whole plan's to go nuts. My shoulder's ready for most drugs. I'm gon' judge anybody.
And it is time. What is up, everyone? Welcome to my live stream. My name is Tyler. Do want to let you know that I am live right now on 3 different platforms, so you can join on whatever platform works best for you. But I am live on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitch. On YouTube and LinkedIn, you can just find me under my name, Tyler Ramsby. And over on Twitch, I stream under the name Hack_Smarter. So once again, LinkedIn and YouTube, Tyler Ramsby. Twitch, it is Hack Smarter. And yo, super excited to have all of you taking the time to join me. Let me get chat pulled up over here on Restream. And yeah, guys, it has been a crazy day, and we'll spend a little bit talking about that. But looking at chat, want to say hello. We got Ralph jumping in, the one and only Malware Cube, which you were streaming on TCM's YouTube channel earlier today, right? I saw a notification, but was super busy with an assessment, so I need to go back and watch that. I think I saw it was you and Alex. Maybe I'm misremembering, though. We got Nefos, we got Troy, we got Cruelty, here from Chuck. That's amazing. We got Jimmy. We got the Script Kid. We got Jayanti, if I'm saying that right. We got Dario TG. We got Captain. What is up, y'all? And I'm sure a bunch of nameless people who haven't said anything in chat. Let me make sure all the streams are up on all 3 platforms, and they are. So, hey, if you're watching, say hi in the chat. Let me know what brought you here. Are you from the Hacksmarter Discord? Are you here from Chuck? Sweet. Quite a few people here from Chuck, which, guys, I'm going to make, well, let me do an introduction so you guys know a little bit about what's going on, especially if this is one of your first times to my live stream. So during Wednesday nights is what I call Hacksmarter Live, and we do a bunch of different things over the next, I don't know, hour, 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours, sometimes 4 hours, all depending how I'm feeling and how tired I get. But this is when I make some of my standalone videos for YouTube. So you can get a behind the scenes glimpse at how I make some of those shorter videos for my YouTube channel. But then we also usually take like a machine off Hack the Box or Try Hack Me, and we just go into it blind and we go into it live. So it's probably different about me and a lot of the other content creators you maybe follow on YouTube when it comes to like a Hack the Box machine. Is the majority of content creators, they go through the machine ahead of time, and then they get all the commands like up on the side monitor, and then they just solve the machine in 15 minutes showing you how to solve it, which I think can be helpful. But it was super discouraging to me when I was getting into the field, because I was like, yo, how the heck did you connect these dots? How I'm like 6 hours in, how are you guys figuring this out so quickly? And I only realized later on, oh, they solved it ahead of time and they just make it look easy. So what I do the majority of the time is we pick a random machine and we go into it completely live. We don't prep ahead of time, and I give you my full thought process, my methodology, my mistakes, my frustrations, my rage quits. You get to see all of it live and in real time. So thank you to all the new viewers who are here as a result of Network Chuck, which, guys, is insane. I mean, if you look at my YouTube channel, y'all, if YouTube is a pond, they talk about a pond, YouTube is more like an ocean. And people say like I'm a small fish in the pond. Guys, I'm like a freaking minnow in the YouTube ocean, and somehow got featured by Network Chuck. I have, man, what, let's see how many subscribers I have right now. Let me check. I have almost 20,000 subscribers, and I somehow got a Network Chuck's channel who has like almost 5 million subscribers, which is absolutely insane. I don't know how I social engineered my way to that, but it was a lot of fun. And I thought one fun standalone video would be to give you guys some background details of how that collab happened and what my experience was like working with the Network Chuck team, and maybe a sneak peek of some things you might see in the future. I thought, hey, I should drop a video like that right after the Network Chuck collab, and I think people might find it helpful. So that's the first thing we're going to do. But here's our agenda for tonight. I want to make this standalone video about working with Network Chuck. And then I want to make a standalone video about blind cross-site scripting, which is actually tied to the room that we're going to do from Hack the Box. And then finally, we're going to spend the majority of the stream trying to finish a room or a machine we started last week on Hack the Box, one that had a really unique initial access of cross-site scripting that I missed at first. Then when I realized what I was missing, I saw it right away, and we dove into it. And we stopped last week, but I want to dive back into that machine because I was having a lot of fun on that. But also, I'm happy to do some Q&A. So before I get to my agenda, if you guys have any questions for me about pen testing, cybersecurity, life, whatever you want to ask, feel free to ask in the chat, and I will answer. I'll spend a little bit of time answering those questions first. Let me just scroll up. I don't think there's any questions up above. It's just people jumping in chat. So hello, everyone. Dario TG said, I saw your post on LinkedIn about how you found some bugs. How is your approach to bug bounty? That is a good question. I can give you an idea of what that looks like. Let me... vulnerability. One sec. Get this pulled up real quick. Okay. So Dario TG, to answer your question, I don't typically do bug bounty. And the reason for that, at least from my own experience, bug bounty just seems like a scam most of the time. And hopefully I don't offend anyone that says that. There's, of course, some really successful bug bounty hunters, people like Namsec, who just absolutely pwn it and can make a living doing bug bounty. From my experience on the major bug bounty platforms, what tends to happen is I'll find a finding, I'll submit it, and it's always like, hey, this is a duplicate. Somebody else already reported it. I'm like, why the frick did I just waste my time trying to find this bug for this organization? So to be clear, I don't typically do bug bounty because of that fact, but I do have a few bounties. So I can't give all the details in the bounties I have because generally you can't reveal vulnerability details. My largest bug bounty was $2,000 by demonstrating an account takeover on really any account I wanted. In my opinion, that should have been more, but outside of that, I have like some CSRF, some cross-site scripting. I also have some CVEs, but those typically aren't bug bounties, so you don't get paid for CVEs. But here's a little trick that I'm experimenting with. I don't know how well this will work, but it's working so far for me. And I was just bored a few nights ago, and I was like, hey, I should do some bug bounty. I've tried HackerOne, and I thought, hey, another platform is Bugcrowd. I'd never really looked at Bugcrowd. I should check it out. So here's what I did. This is Bugcrowd, and Bugcrowd has this vulnerability rating taxonomy. Big word, just means, hey, here are the vulnerabilities they are looking for, and they accept anything from P4 to P1 to be paid or rewarded with points. Now, here's what I've been doing. When we look at these things, like P1 are things that people have probably already found, but the key to these bug bounty platforms is you want to do enough public bounties that you're invited into a private program, because that's really where you're going to actually make a little bit of money, is in a private program. A private program is when these companies invite researchers into a program that's not public, and you might be able to find more low-hanging bugs and more of those high-severity bugs that you might get paid out for. Now, one suggestion I have, now this is not like, I'm not Namsec, guys. I'm far from an expert when it comes to bug bounty, so take this as you will. But what I have noticed is a lot of people tend to overlook what Bugcrowd calls the P4 issues. These are low vulnerabilities, so you're not going to get paid a bunch of money for it. But if you go to some of those public programs, these are vulnerabilities people have overlooked. And if you can submit these, you might get invites to private programs. So I think in the past week, I've have 6 or 7 bugs that are in the triage process, which means they've been confirmed by Bugcrowd, and we're just waiting for the customer to remediate them, and then I'll get rewarded points or whatever the process is there for them. So let me just point out a few of these that I think people miss when they're doing bug bounty. One would be like this. A lack of password confirmation when you delete your account, that's a valid finding. So I'm not going to share the platform I found this on because it's still in triage right now. But this is one of the findings I found recently on a major website is I created an account and then I went to delete my account and it didn't prompt for my password. And that's technically a finding right here, because if a session is stolen or if the user stays logged in on a public computer, well, an attacker can delete the account without knowing the current user's password. Obviously not a big vulnerability, but still a valid finding. Same with things like that. So no rate limiting on form for login, no rate limiting on form for registration. You can often use that for username enumeration or just creating mass users. Generally, there should be a rate limit in place that prevents you from doing that. But if you are able to do mass registration, hey, that's a valid finding that other people may have overlooked. Same with this email triggering. So let's say there's a subscription portal where you can sign up for emails. Well, if you can sign up anyone there without confirming their email and there's no rate limiting, well, you can use that to spam a bunch of people. And without rate limiting in place, that's a valid bug. Same with SMS triggering. We have missing secure HTTP only cookie flag. So on session cookies, if they are missing either secure flag or the HTTP only flag, well, that is a valid finding, because if an attacker can execute cross-site scripting, they might be able to steal a session, and so that would count. We have clickjacking as well, another very minor finding, but if you can load the victim's website in, I'm blanking on the term, but essentially an iframe is what I'm looking for, then that is a valid finding, especially if in the iframe there's like a registration or a login process that's going on, because an attacker could use that. We have some OAuth misconfigurations. We have CAPTCHA implementation vulnerabilities, which now that I'm seeing this, I actually found a few of these and I didn't report it. So a captcha that's implemented insecurely, one example would be like a simple captcha that says, hey, what's 5 plus 3? Well, that's in the HTML. You can easily bypass that. And that's actually what I found on some of these programs. So this would be my suggestion for those of you who want to get into bug bounty. Go through this bug rating taxonomy by Bugcrowd and look at some of these P4 issues, because these are things that people often overlook, and you might be able to get your first few bugs with this, and then as you get a first few bugs, you might get an invite to a private program. So I'll drop this in chat so you guys all have access to this link, but that would be my suggestion. Let me know, for those of you who are more experienced with bug bounty, if what I just said is completely incorrect and you don't recommend it, or maybe you have more experience than me and you're like, hey Tyler, you are spot on, you're doing the right thing. I would love to learn. So let me know. Would love to hear from you guys over in chat. All right, let me scroll on up. What other questions do we have? Jayanti said, what courses did I do? So I won't repeat everything. I have a video on my YouTube channel that's called How to Become an Ethical Hacker in 2024, and I give a very clear road path there. But what I recommend is doing the Practical Ethical Hacking course through TCM Security, and then I recommend the Pentesting Pathway and Hack the Box Academy. Then I recommend taking the OSCP. Then I recommend finding your first CVE. But I give detailed instructions in that video, so you can check that out. 2AR said, hey Tyler, good to see you. Have you ever done the VulnLab AD machines? And if so, would you recommend them? Here, I'll switch over this. I've heard they're more realistic and challenging than Hack the Box. So I have not done them, but I recently came across them and they look amazing. I love that VulnLab, at least in their submission process for machines, is they tell the creators of the machines, hey, we only want stuff that you actually see in real pen test. And those are the kind of machines I like, guys. I hate CTF puzzly type machines. I like machines that are things I might encounter in the real world that I actually learned something from. And VulnLab seems amazing in that regard. And we can just showcase them real quick. Let me pull them up. I don't have a sub yet, but I'm going to get one. I want a sub, and I want to do some of these machines on stream. But VulnLab is a platform that has standalone machines, Active Directory chains, Red Team Labs, and guidance. And I believe it's created by like the top user on Hack the Box, who's also created a bunch of the machines on Hack the Box, I think. Otherwise, I might be incorrect on that, but I'm pretty sure that's who it is. I can't remember his name, but someone in chat, I'm sure, knows his name. But that's VulnLab. I haven't done it yet, but I do want to check it out. Oh, my chat just disappeared. Let me scroll back down. Camelot said, I wrote a blog on bounties being a scam. Oh, let's check it out, dude, because maybe you have the same thoughts as me. Here, let's pull it up. Bug bounty platforms are a scam, mostly. I'm just going to scroll through this, see if I agree with you. So what are bug bounties? We've talked about that. Financial, scope, changing scope or writing them ambiguously so hackers waste a lot of time looking at endpoints, which, even if our demonstrator is vulnerable, will not lead to a payout. You're absolutely right. Gives a personal example of this. I want to check this out when I'm not streaming and do a more detailed read-through on this. Yeah, duplicates, that's what I mentioned right there. Automation, some people have things using nuclei, yeah, finding that. Only bugs left are very advanced. Niche bugs, the power dynamic. Yeah, all the power lies in the hands of both the bug bounty platform and the companies operating their programs. That's huge. And like, one of the reasons, guys, I personally don't like doing bug bounty stuff is like, I get paid to do pen testing. And when I do bug bounty, I am pen testing for free unless I find a bug. So that's a little bit silly to me that companies are paying me a bunch of money per hour to find bugs, and bug bounty platforms like, hey, you do it for free, and when you report it, we'll just tell you it's a duplicate. So yeah, thank you for sharing this, Camelot. All right, let's answer some more questions. I don't know why my chat keeps bugging out. Let me scroll back up. Hey, bro, I just want to say you're awesome. Dude, thank you. Love your content. Thank you. How did you get into pen testing? What route do you recommend to someone who's a beginner trying to get into the field? I'll also just say, check out that video I made on my YouTube channel, How to Become an Ethical Hacker in 2024. I give a very detailed plan there on how you can be pen tester ready in 10 months without trying to sell you any stupid influencer coaching crap like the other YouTubers. Camkill said, I'm starting as a help desk job while learning foundations of cyber and doing Try Hack Me website. Is this a good way to start? Yes. That's basically how I started. I think that's a good way to start. And thank you, everybody, for the nice comments on the video with Chuck. Really do appreciate it. Since so many people are here from Chuck, this is Ryan Dunn. Where would you recommend those people go to learn the basics to help us better understand some of the topics we cover? I recommend TCM Security and the Practical Ethical Hacking course. I'm not sponsored in any way by TCM Security. Those of you who are new to my channel, what's probably unique about me is I don't do sponsored videos. So like if I talk about a platform, it's because I believe in it. I have platforms reach out to me all the time offering me hundreds, sometimes $1,000 to make them a sponsored video. And I tell them no, because the tough thing about YouTube influencers is most of the time you don't know if the platform they're talking about is actually solid or if the platform just has a lot of money to pay them. So when I mention these platforms, guys, I have no kickbacks. I'm not getting paid for it. But my honest recommendation is the Practical Ethical Hacking course by TCM. For me, that's what helped put all the pieces together and gave me a solid foundation in my journey becoming a pen tester. The Script Kid, have you ever found yourself bombing interview questions for a pen test role? General web app attacks, AD, remediation questions, methodology, but absolutely wreck boxes on those same topics. It's what I'm currently facing. It feels as if I fail on-the-fly questions and answering, but when I get into it, I can understand, fairly explain, and apply it. Any thoughts? That's tough, dude. I think one gifting that I have, almost like a superpower, is, some of you know this, the new people don't know this, but guys, I was a pastor for 10 years. And it means every single weekend I stood in front of people and gave like 40 to 50 minute talks and met with people. I even hosted a local podcast that I did every single week where I met business leaders and other people to give them a platform to share what they are doing. So before I got into IT and pen testing, I had a lot of experience doing communication. And for me, interviews are really my skill. Like I've told my wife, if I can at least get to an interview, I can probably get a job offer just because I'm used to talking. And the other thing that's been really helpful for me, Script Kid, I don't know if you'd ever want to do this, but it's streaming, like what I'm doing right now. So what I do as a pen tester, guys, is after I do a pen test and I give a report to a client, we often do a debrief. And what that means is I sit down with the client, usually sharing my screen, and I share their report and I walk them through the report step by step. I explain each vulnerability that I found. I explain some suggested ways they can remediate it in their environment. And a lot of people struggle with that in pen testing. For me, it was natural because I stream. So like when I'm doing a hack the box machine or a try hack me machine or just talking to you guys, this is prep for when I talk to clients. I try to explain things in a way that's not like super egotistical, not using super technical terms, but in a way that hopefully people understand. And the best thing that I have done to prep myself for those interviews and for those debriefs is literally streaming on Twitch. So Script Kid, I don't know if you're comfortable doing that, but that would be one solid recommendation. Start a Twitch channel, start a YouTube channel, and just start streaming. I mean, for like a year, the only people who watch my stream was one person. It was me on my phone making sure the stream was okay. So even now, I've shared this a few times, but like having all of you, like we have 50, 60, I think almost 70 people across the different platforms is amazing to me, guys. Like for the longest time, it was just me talking to a camera, pretending like people were watching. But even the process of doing that helped me learn a lot about communication. So that would be my recommendation. All right, Zacaro said, I really enjoyed your video on finding balance, pursuing your career while still being present for your family. How would you parse the TCM video since it's 30 hours with the family? You know, a lot of my time is studying late at night. So after my kids go to bed, that's when I'm online. And that doesn't work for everyone, but it works for me. Zachario, without knowing your specific family situation and like the sleep schedule of your children and stuff, I just can't give good recommendations for you because what works for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Oh yeah, XCT, that's who I'm thinking about. Thank you, X-Sticker. Yeah, no problem, Camelot. Let's see. J-Man said, what are your thoughts on the Try Hack Me Junior Pentester route versus the TCM Practical Ethical Hacking route? Currently doing the THM and debating if I should switch. First, it's not either or, it's both and. I recommend both of them, but the first one I recommend is the TCM one. Like I said, there was something about the TCM course by Heath. Heath is an incredible teacher. That when I went through that course, I was doing Hack the Box and Try Hack Me, but it was hard for me to connect the dots between things. And I don't know if that's a good way to explain it, but I was always stuck. I would read walkthroughs. Nothing made sense to me in how these people were connecting these things and figuring things out. And for some reason, the course through TCM, when I went through it, I took notes on literally everything. everything began to make sense after that. I still was very much a noob. I still am very much a noob, guys. I don't consider myself an expert by any means, but even more of a noob then. But the TCM course helped me begin connecting those dots, and then Try Hack Me and Hack the Box began to make a lot more sense because I had a solid foundation. So that's my recommendation. Yeah, Hack the Box Academy is amazing. I have done all of the pen tester path, all the bug bounty path, and I'm currently doing the senior web pen tester path. Do I know any Trake open source block lists or crowdsource intelligence for firewalls? I do not, Nathan. I apologize, but I strictly do pen testing. So some pen testing companies do incident response and firewall configurations. The company I work for don't. We are a boutique pen testing company, and I literally just do pen testing. I do web apps, APIs, internals, externals, AWS, Azure, mobile apps, you name it, I probably do it, but I don't do incident response or blue team stuff. Okay, Cruelty said, I'm looking to expand my knowledge in cybersecurity. Over the past year, my company has me focusing on the cybersecurity, secure my M365 Azure environment. Any recommended resources? I'm glad you asked. Yes, I have a resource that I think you will love. Let me get this pulled up real quick. So I may have to authenticate. Give me just a second, y'all, and I'll share my screen. Okay. Here is what I recommend is Pon Labs. If you've never heard of Pon Labs is created by a guy who was, Ian Austin is his name. He was a former, I think, like director of content at Hack the Box, created a lot of their cloud labs. But there's a lot of completely free labs on here if you make an account. It's sort of like Hack the Box, but for the cloud. And every single lab has full, detailed, hands-on walkthrough. So even if you're new to the cloud environments, you'll be able to learn as you go. So really realistic scenarios. And once again, even with a free platform, you can see all the free labs that you get. The premium sub, it's only $200 for the entire year. You get access to all the premium content, including a red team lab. And we have on here, we have Azure, we have GCP labs, and Azure. So I think you would enjoy that resource. So ponlabs.io, I will drop it in the chat, but that's what I would recommend. Okay, yeah. Oh, Cruelty, thank you for even pointing out the bookmark. Let me pull that up. Here, I don't know if that's going to authenticate. Let me just click into it because I don't want to reveal stuff. Yes. So, Cruelty, I made a video about this boot camp. I just finished going through it, but this is from Pon Labs, and it's a really well-done Azure pen testing boot camp. It's a 4-week boot camp. They're like 4-hour sessions, and it goes really in-depth into Azure pen testing. I just finished it. I have a full review video on my YouTube channel. You can check that out, but this would be another good source. For $349, you get lifetime access to boot camp content, 45 days of lab access, and 2 certification attempts for the MCRTP exam. So really affordable, especially compared to other cloud training platforms. All right, I'll answer a few more questions. Hey, what up, Justin Gold? Just hopping in to say hi. Man, thanks for dropping by. Any tips on CPTS? Taking it a few days. Any tips? Do you have it? I don't have it, so I can't give you too many tips. I know my friend Overgrown Carrot wrote a really good blog on that. Let me see if I can find it. Ryan, let me go to his blog real quick, and we'll see if I can find it. Then I'll share my screen if I can. Yes, here it is. So this guy, Ryan, aka Overgrown Carrot, gave a pretty detailed review of the CPTS right here, and this would be a great place to start. So I'll drop that in the chat as well. Hey, Camlon, thank you for dropping by, dude. And yeah, happy to share the blog. Thank you for sharing. Okay, let me keep scrolling. Josh said, hey, Tyler, have you found a way to tie your faith into what you do? It was easy in healthcare, but I'm a SOC analyst, and it's difficult sometimes to find meaning. Well, yeah, guys, I will just say, hey, a little bit of a self-promotion. I have a secret YouTube channel. It's not that secret because I'm telling you guys about it, but I will find it real quick. And I also want to be clear, this YouTube channel is not for everyone. So, like, if what I'm going to show you was not your thing, just don't go to it. Like, I'm not mad. I recognize that I'm in the minority when it comes to faith type stuff. But due to requests, I created a second YouTube channel called Theology with Tyler. So what's more important to me, guys, than cybersecurity, any of this stuff is faith. So I am a Christian, did not grow up in the church, have an interesting story about getting involved with drugs, and I actually shared on here and how I became a Christian. And I actually lead an in-person Bible study in my community, and I post those videos there once I do them. I do that every single week, and I still preach occasionally at different churches. So like if you're all interested in more of my personal life and faith type story, this is the channel. On the stuff that you guys are watching, I recognize that faith and religion rubs a lot of people the wrong way. So I have no interest in pushing faith or religion down your throat or trying to use my YouTube platform to evangelize you. So to be very clear. So like the channel you're watching right now, I'll occasionally talk about my faith, but I'm not going to shove it down your throat at all. But if you are interested in hearing me talk a little more in depth about my faith, that's why I created this YouTube channel. So it's a separate platform, separate channel. So for those who are interested, you can check it out there. To answer your question as far as putting my faith into my work, a big part of it is like, just don't be a jerk, right? Like my experience with many religious people, whether it's Christians or otherwise, is so many religious people are just freaking judgmental douchebags, for lack of a better term. And like, I totally get why most people want nothing to do with the faith or nothing to do with religion, because most religious people are hypocrites and are honestly pretty terrible people while espousing their religious claims. So the best way, dude, you can live out your faith in your work is just don't be a jerk. Like Jesus is a homeless rabbi who loved people regardless of their background. If we just seek to emulate that, the world would be a radically different place. So that would be my encouragement to you. And I try to live my faith out every opportunity I get. So like the way I speak, I try to be positive, try to give back to the community. The reason I do everything for free, guys, I do free coaching. I have no paywalls behind anything I do. That's a direct result of my faith. I follow a rabbi who said, hey, you've received freely, you should give freely. That's why I do it. So my faith undergirds everything I do, but just like, don't be a douchebag. That's one of the best ways you can live out your faith. All right. When does Network Chuck's Hack 24 sites go out? It already went out, my friend. Thoughts on PwnCat? I haven't used PwnCat. I need to, but I just haven't messed around with it. All right. I think I am caught up on all the questions. I'm interested to learn under your mentorship. So one final self-promotion, guys, is you all should join the Hack Smarter community. So if you go to hacksmarter.org, you can get all the information there. I'll also drop this link here. But we have a Discord. This is my YouTube, Twitch. We have weekly goal meetings. So every single Monday, we host a weekly goal meeting where we just ask people to answer 2 questions. What did you accomplish this past week? What are your learning goals for this upcoming week to help you stay on track with your goals? We have study groups for TCM, Hack the Box, Sportswigger, and OffSec. We have an active CTF team that competes in competitions every single week. We offer one-on-one coaching at a donate what you can rate. So like, here's the thing. None of our coaches get paid. I hate the influencers who are like, hey, I'll meet with you for $400. No, screw you. We'll do it for free or close enough to free. We just ask you donate to whatever nonprofit you want, donate to a nonprofit of your choice, whatever you can afford, even if it's $1, and then schedule a meeting with us and we'll meet with you for one-on-one coaching. So that would be the way to do that. We have some community resources here, but if you guys have not joined the Hack Smarter movement, you should. Come join the Discord. A lot of really cool people there. I think what sets aside our Discord from a lot of other hacking-centered Discords is we aren't silly gatekeepers. So guys, like when I was trying to get into the industry, what I didn't like was the try harder mantra. And like people who are noobs to the field, you have all these freaking neckbeards who live in their basement staring at their freaking screen and don't know how to touch grass, just ripping you apart because you asked a simple question. That does not exist in the Hack Smarter community, and when it does exist, the people get banned immediately. We don't put up with that gatekeeping crap. So like, if that sounds like a community you want to be a part of, come join. If you are the neckbeard living in your basement who doesn't touch grass and have a massive ego and you feel the need to jump down people's throats when they have questions or make a mistake, join one of the thousands of other hacking Discords that will gladly accept you, but you will not be a good part of Hack Smarter and you'll get banned rather quickly. But hey, if that sounds like a good fit, come join the community. But all right, y'all. Let's talk a little bit about the Network Chuck stuff. I am going to make a video about it, but before I make a video, more unscripted stuff, I don't know how people like Chuck and like Heath Adams and John Hammond just deal with the freaking negativity, guys. Like, I have found myself with this terrible habit of going to that video on YouTube. I'm sure you all have seen this video. Here, I guess I'll just pull it up. If you somehow have been living under a rock today, but get it pulled up. All right, stop playing. Chuck, stop talking, bro. There, I stopped it. So I was somehow social engineering myself to be featured on Network Chuck's channel on this video. He hacked my websites. The context is Chuck just gave me like a list of 24 websites with no additional context, and he's like, "Hey, can you make a video of yourself enumerating these websites and see what you can find?" That's the only context I had, and I made like a 2-hour video showing that. But anyways, the negativity that Chuck and these other big content creators get on their videos, guys, I would probably freaking quit YouTube. I mean, I need to get over it myself. Like, I have this terrible personality trait that I want to be well liked by people, and the reality is that I've learned many times, both as a pastor but also now as a content creator, is no matter what you do, there's a good group of people who are dissatisfied, who are mad, who think you did it the wrong way. But I have this habit of like responding to these people. So like, let's look at a few of these comments that these bigger creators have to deal with. We have this scrub. This is as much hacking as a 1-year-old is walking. The coffee content is really part of the video. You're a douchebag. Shame, this is super simple. Tyler's pretty talented, this stuff. I do appreciate that. And like, guys, there wasn't a whole lot to hack on these websites, right? This is level 1. Anyone can do it. There was one person I responded to that I probably shouldn't have. Let me see if I can find it. Blah, 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 blah. And like, here's the other thing, guys, like the vast majority of the comments are super positive, but there's something about like the 1, 2, 3 negative comments that I just over obsess apart and get unrealistically angry about. Well, here's this guy, this icy freaking sharp dude. Sorry, but he's not a great hacker. You are really just a simple basic coder. I'm not being mean, but the WordPress thing wasn't even a hack, and not even the first XSS. And I understand maybe you don't want to show how to hack WordPress website, but it looks really basic, just so you want to look like a cool hacker, blah, blah. So I said, dude, I have 9 CVEs. I work full-time as a pen tester. I provide free ethical hacking videos and coaching the community, and have countless bug bounties, including account takeover on major websites. What have you done? Like, I freaking cannot stand these people on YouTube and Twitch who just like feel the need to espouse negativity. If you cannot create, you freaking comment. And the people who make these comments, you recognize they don't do anything. They don't make videos. They don't give back. They don't teach the community. They don't do security research. The only freaking contribution they make to the community is criticizing the big channels like the Network Chucks and the TCM Security and the John Hammonds. You name them. Their comment sections are always full of people like this just complaining about stupid crap. There's my rant, guys. It drives me absolutely insane. Like, I'm guessing Chuck and them just don't read the comments. You probably have to come to a spot where you're like, hey, I'm not gonna read your stupid comments, but all right. See if you guys agree. Maybe one of those people in the chat, they're gonna tell me how bad of a hacker I am, but yeah, best noob, you're right. Always negativity, just gotta focus on the positive people. For every negative comment, there are 10 other people who enjoy what you do. And even on this video, there's more than 10. Like, there's a handful of negative comments, but everything else is very positive, and I just need to not look at them, honestly. Nathan said, take Rogan's advice and do not read the comment section. Yeah, I should. Like, I think that's the cool thing about my channel is like, guys, if you join a Network Chuck live stream, there's like 1,000 people watching, and he's not going to probably respond to your comment unless you do a super chat. Guys, I have the comments pulled up this entire time. Like, I feel like this is more of us just hanging out, having a conversation, more low key, that we can actually talk and hang out. But yeah, thank you guys for the nice comments. That just drove me crazy. I haven't had therapy today, guys, so I have another YouTube channel about how important therapy is. So I do therapy every 2 weeks just for my own personal health, and talked about this a little bit. My therapist is like, yeah, just don't read it, right? But is what it is. That's part of the content creation world. And in some ways, like, I don't even really want my channel to get bigger. Like in my last live stream, we had a silly troll that was annoying, and I had to stop what I was doing to like manage the troll. It's nice having a smaller community and just being able to hang out and actually get to know each other, and not deal with the trolls that the bigger creators get. But it's all good. Yeah, good wisdom, guys. You guys have a lot of wisdom. Thank you. Trolls will be trolls. Focus on your goals, which is using your platform to encourage people. Absolutely. Just take it as losers cry and don't mind that, bro. Keep going. Yeah, thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Am I streaming every day? No, I don't stream every day. I would if I didn't have a family, but guys, I got a wife, I have kids, and I have other hobbies, kind of. Not that many, but I stream for sure every Wednesday night. But let's we're gonna make a standalone video real quick for my YouTube channel. I'm gonna turn off chat because I've learned my lesson making these, that this is when the troll jumps on when I'm recording a video, and then I have to try to edit videos and all that stuff. So I'll turn chat off for this. But let me get some things pulled up real quick. But we'll tell you guys my whole story of how I connected with Network Chuck and how that collab happened, because it's a pretty cool story and unlikely thing to happen. And I need to get a few different videos pulled up, so hang with me just for a second, y'all. Hey, good night, Nathan. Thank you for dropping in the chat. Appreciate you being here. Okay, here's the video. Pause it so it doesn't play. All right, we'll do a little bit of story time. Let me start recording for YouTube. Hey, what is up, everyone? So unless you've been living under a rock, you may have seen that I managed to get featured on Network Chuck's channel. And in this video, I want to tell you all about that experience, how I met with Network Chuck, and how I somehow got featured on his channel. Because here's the reality. If you look at my subscribers, at least at the time of making this video, I have less than 20,000 subscribers, and Network Chuck has over 4 million subscribers. So if YouTube is an ocean, I'm not just a small fish, guys. I'm like a freaking minnow swimming around in the ocean that no one has really heard of me. And I somehow got featured on one of the largest channels about IT and cybersecurity. And here is how it happened. So a while ago, about a year ago, I spoke at Simply Cyber. If you've never heard of Simply Cyber, you need to check out the community with Dr. Jerry Ozier. Also a much larger YouTube channel. He has over 100,000 subscribers, but he hosted a virtual event called Simply CyberCon, and they were accepting speaking proposals. And I submitted a proposal. I was like, hey, I don't want to talk about technical stuff. I would love to talk about mental and emotional health and the importance of therapy. And that's what I ended up doing. I was the second speaker at this event. And during my talk, Network Chuck actually came on in the comment during the live stream and said something along the lines of, wow, this is cool. I need to talk to this guy. And I was like, yo, Network Chuck, watch me. He knows who I am. So I reached out to him a year ago, and I couldn't figure out a way to get a hold of him. Like I emailed a few different ways, and I couldn't figure out a way to talk to him. I had Jerry reach out, and I just wasn't sure the proper way to get a hold of someone at his level, because I'm sure he gets thousands of emails all the time from different people who want to talk to him. So that's what happened. But then a little bit later on, I created a video called How I Went From a Pastor to a Hacker. And how I went from a pastor to a hacker, I'll drop a link to that video in the description here. But in that video, Chuck commented on it. And here is what he said. I'm going to hide the chat because we had a troll in the chat as usual. But when I released this video 3 months ago, Chuck, out of all people, commented saying, love this brother, thank you for being authentic. So I was like, yo, this is the second comment from Chuck. There has to be a way that I can reach out to him and that we can at least have a conversation and get to know each other better. And when I saw this comment, I reached out again, and his team got back to me. It was I think their office manager got back to me saying, hey, I'll relay your message to Chuck, and didn't think anything of it, didn't think anyone would get back to me. But to my surprise, Chuck actually reached back out to me. He was like, hey, Tyler, would love to jump in a call and just chat with each other. So we scheduled a 1-hour call, and in that call, we just had a conversation. you know Chuck, you know his story. He shares about this a little bit, but faith is a huge part of his life. Faith is a big part of my life. So we met for about an hour, and we spent probably the majority of the time talking about our faith and our journeys in tech, and just like a genuinely nice person. And I know they often say, don't meet your heroes. Some of these bigger names on YouTube, you don't know what they're actually like. But I can tell you, at least from my experience with Chuck, he's a genuinely nice person and offer me a lot of wisdom just in the field of content creation and life in general. So I had that conversation with him, and he was like, hey, we'll keep the door open if we have any collaborations. And I thought that was just him being nice. I didn't think there was any way that Chuck would ever actually feature me on his channel in a video. And a few weeks after that conversation, we did a few collaborations. One is I met with their community manager who had just questions about community stuff and wanted some ideas from me. Had a really good conversation with them. So another member, Austin, from the Network Chuck team. And then after that, Chuck sent me an email saying, hey, Tyler, I could use your help on a video. And he's like, here's the video. I have 24 websites and I want you to hack them, and I need it by Monday. So this is like a Wednesday. He sent me the email. He needed it by Monday. And I was like, dude, send me the websites. I will like return the video to you tonight. Like I'll get it done ASAP. And he sent me a list of 24 websites without really any additional context. I just had a list of hosts, and he said, these are in scope. They're owned by me. Enumerate them. See if you can find any vulnerabilities on them. And I was like, sweet, we'll just go through each one, and I'll show you my process when I do like an external network pen test with a bunch of hosts in scope. And so that night I sat down like I'm doing right now. Of course I wasn't streaming, and spent about 2 hours going through every single website, and just spent the 2 hours of raw video to Chuck, and that's how the video came to be. So his team took like my 2 hours of hacking and then compressed it down to that little bit at the end of that video, and just showed some of the overall process. There's of course a lot that they couldn't include because I sent 2 hours of live streaming showing the different websites and how I exploited them and enumerated them. But that's how I ended up getting featured on Network Chuck's channel, and we have more collabs planned for the future. So I cannot, of course, share too many of the details. They are under wraps, but this is not the last that you have seen of me and Chuck. There'll be some fun stuff coming up in the future, and I'm super excited for that. But I want to say a huge thank you to the Network Chuck team and to the community for just this opportunity to be featured on his channel. I think in the first day that I was on his channel, which is today, after I think like 8 or 9 hours, I had 1,000+ new subscribers on my YouTube channel, which is insane. I mean, that's not a big deal for the bigger channels, but guys, my channel is tiny. Once again, I'm a little minnow in the ocean of YouTube, and the fact that Chuck was willing to feature me on his channel. He also sent me coffee. I should have grabbed the coffee up there, sent me some like free Network Chuck coffee from his coffee store, so that was cool as well. So thank you to Chuck, thank you to the Network Chuck team, thank you to all of you in the community who have just been following me and supporting me through the past 2 years, back when nobody watched my content, nobody was subscribed to me, to where we're at today. So that is a story of how I was able to partner with Network Chuck and get featured on his channel. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the video. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this process. And hey, if you have a YouTube channel, maybe you have a smaller YouTube channel than me, and you think like I'm one of the big YouTube channels, I would love to feature you. I would love to collab with you. So if you want to ever do an interview, or you want to host me on your YouTube channel, let me know. Would love to chat. I don't charge anything for anything I do, so it'd be free of charge, and would love to have a conversation and do what I can to lift up your platform. So let me know, reach out to me. I'm a lot easier to get a hold of than the bigger names. You can literally just DM me on Discord, and I actually will respond to your message. If you can't find me on Discord, up your OSINT skills. I use the name Tyler Ramsby, my real name, everywhere, so you should be able to find me. But hey, thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. All right, there you guys go. That is how I ended up getting connected with Network Chuck. And yo, dude, thank you so much for the super chat, Manzjan, if I'm saying that right. Really do appreciate it. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. I don't remember what else I said we were going to do, but I want to do some hands-on hacking. But I need to take off my sweatshirt. First, have you guys heard my rap song? I know we have a lot of new viewers. Guys, anytime I get a chance to show off my rap song, I'm going to show it off. Give me just a second. You guys have to watch this if you haven't seen it. So I used to do a lot of hip-hop music when I was younger as a teenager, and I made a rapping hack song. This is going to be the coolest thing you have heard in your entire life. It probably isn't going to be, but let's pull this up. Pause it right now It's amazing you did it in one take. Yeah, that's the other thing, Jigsaw. Those of you new to me, I suck at video editing. Like, I'm not Network Chuck. I don't have video editors. I am the only person. I'm Tyler. I do everything. I do the live streaming, video editing, and I with a family and with working full time, guys, I don't have time to edit videos. So I just try not to suck when I make the video. So like all my short videos you see on YouTube, those are generally first takes, and I make them right now. Like Wednesday nights when I'm streaming, this is when I make my standalone videos. And in OBS, I just hit record. We record the video. We stop it. I might do some minor editing, but that's what gets posted. So my videos are all like one take. But all right, guys, y'all have to listen to my rap song, okay? This is, I wrote this song live on stream. So if you go back through my live streams, you can find this, but I wrote this song live on stream. I recorded this song live on stream. I mixed and mastered this song live on stream. So everything you're going to see happen during one of these Wednesday night live streams, which I think is pretty cool. Let me go ahead and share my screen. And we'll see if the audio comes through real quick. Yeah, here we go.
Optimistic beats.
Got my Cali booted up, yeah, it's time to hack. Got the IP in scope, now I attack. You likely don't know I wear a black hat. Where's your SQL database? Let me grab that. And all the people in the place saying play that. Even if your password's hashed, I'm gonna crack that. Let me go and pass that back with the fast track. We can think it's slow or fast, I got the hash cat. Even if it doesn't last, I'm gonna grab that. Every kind of persistence and I will come back. Responders gonna listen and I'll get that call back. Someone tell Eminem I'll never fall flat. Cause unlike all of them, I don't sound whack. I can rap, I can hack, yeah, all that. Cause unlike all of them, I don't sound whack. I can rap, I can hack, yeah, all that. Got the Cali booted up in my black hoodie on. Black hoodie on, black hoodie on. Got the Cali booted up in my black hoodie on. Get your terminals up as we listen to the song. Got the Cali booted up in my black hoodie on. Black hoodie on, black hoodie on. Got the Cali booted up in my black hoodie on. Get your terminals up. All right, a little bit additional context on the second verse. I was going on a rant at this time about influencers in the cyber field who are like, hey, if you want to get into the field, join my boot camp or pay me hundreds of dollars to meet with me for one-on-one coaching, and I'll help you get into the field. And I went on a rant back then about how freaking ridiculous that was, that these cybersecurity so-called influencers, many of them have never even been pen testers in the field, are ripping people off and charging them hundreds of dollars with false promises of six-figure salaries without being realistic and just trying to get rich off noobs. So this second verse is inspired by all of those people. Here you go. Up as we listen to the song. This verse is for the career coaches. I really hope it hurts, cause y'all are the real vultures. You're lining up your purse that doesn't fit our culture. You're getting rich off the poor, you're a poser. I told ya, if you're good, you don't need the cash. Now you're gonna feel my wrath. I just want you to see the fact that more than half these acts are just a money trap. So I will trash in raps, I don't want none of that. And I will smash with passion every scummy act. If you react with madness, you can run it back. And if you disagree, your thinking's incomplete, because they're preying on the noobs in our industry. And here's what we can do to bring their misery. We can make them feel accessible for you and me. All the content that we make, we do for free. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Black hoodie on. You can download it for free. You can check out the video. You can share it. Let me grab the link to this. But they say like one principle is that nothing in life is free. That if someone's giving you free content, you're probably the product. Guys, that's not true, at least about the stuff I do. And a lot of people think there's like something hidden behind what I do. But literally, everything I do is free of charge. The Hack Smarter community is free of charge. Coaching is free of charge. Live streams are free of charge. Even on YouTube, like if you want to support me, you can do super chats. I do have memberships on YouTube, a basic membership and a super membership. But here's the thing. Even members on my YouTube channel, they get nothing special because I don't believe in paywalls. I think cybersecurity and ethical hacking education should be accessible to everyone, regardless of their ability to pay for it. So I don't put any of my content, any of my teaching behind paywalls. It really is a way of giving back to the community, because here's the thing. I make good money as a pen tester. I make, man, like 6 times what I used to make as a pastor, but I still live as if I was a pastor. Like I used to only make $40,000 a year for a family of 4, and I make way more than that now, but I never have increased my standard of living. I live in the same house I lived in, have the same car. I drive a 2002 freaking broken Volvo, and instead I just try to be more generous with what I have. So all of that is inspired, once again, I talked about this before, but by my faith. So faith may not be a big thing to you. It is a big thing to me. And the reason I do all of this stuff free of charge is because of my faith and what I believe about life and the world, and ultimately about God. So hopefully you found that helpful and fun. But I'll drop a link here. I also have a rap song about Advent of Cyber. I'll be making an official Advent of Cyber rap song for Try Hack Me when Advent of Cyber comes out. I talked to them about it at DEF CON. But create a playlist for all your rap videos, please. I don't have that many. I think I only have 2. 3. Oh, I have a rap song dissing the OSCP. I have the OSCP guys. I passed it in my first attempt, but I don't like OffSec, and I made an entire rap song about OffSec. And then OffSec included me in their official blog, which is insane. I don't know how that happened. But yeah, I don't charge. So like a lot of my philosophy, guys, goes back to this old website called hackthisite.org. Curious for those of you in chat, who's ever heard of hackthisite.org? This was like the OG website before the Try Hack Me's, before the Hack the Boxes. And this is what it looks like. Hackthisite.org. I remember spending a lot of time as a high schooler on this, trying to learn about ethical hacking. And there was some, like, there's a lot of lore behind this. So this website was created, if my memory serves me correct, by Jeremy Hammond, who is part of the LawSec movement. He spent 10 years in prison. I think he got out recently. And so like this website has always been like semi black hat, gray hat activism, but was inspired by a lot of the content on here. And let me see if I can find what I'm thinking of. Yes, this is what I love about Hack This Site, and this is my same philosophy is right here. We believe everyone should have free access to all information. Hacking should not be, let me scroll up so you guys can see it. Hacking should not be a privileged skill. Everyone should have the opportunity to learn about computer security in the age of technology. We seek to facilitate a free and open training ground where people can test and expand their skills in a legal and realistic environment. So that's the same philosophy I try to follow in my own content that I create. But okay, let's close out some of these things. Get back into my VM. All right, we are going to dive back into a machine that we were working on before. I need to get logged into Hack the Box, and then we will get it launched. For those of you just joining the live stream, this is Hack Smarter Live. I make standalone videos, but a big part of what we do is we dive into machines on Hack the Box and Try Hack Me and see what we can learn. Now, what's different about me than other videos you may have seen on YouTube is I don't prep ahead of time. So I have not solved this machine. You get to see my full thought process, my frustration, the silly mistakes I made, all the things that the big content creators do as well. They just don't show you. They just make very polished videos solving the machines. All of us make these mistakes, and that's what I try to showcase. So I think it was called iClean. I just need to get this machine launched and get on the VPN, and then we will dive into things. Let's go ahead and spawn the machine. And I guess you guys can watch me. Very exciting stuff. Yeah, hacking is cool. Rapping about it hits hard. You can't really rap about help desk. I mean, you can. All right, so machine is spawning. I've had issues with Hack the Box. And it seems like always when I'm on stream, the machine never spawns. So I'm really hoping the machine spawns for us and we don't have issues with it, because this was a fun machine. Can I pull this out? There we go. Sometimes you have to refresh it. So we'll see if we can get this machine to spawn, and then we'll dive into it. And I guess while we wait for it to spawn, here, let me refresh it. Come on, Hack the Box. Don't do this to me today. All right, well, while we wait for it to spawn, I'll show you guys what we've covered so far on this machine. And part 1 of this video isn't released yet. I'll splice these videos together, but if you want to see part 1, it's the live stream from last week. So we're doing this iClean machine. There was only 2 services running. We have port 22, which is of course SSH, not super helpful until we discover creds. And we have port 80, which is HTTP, and that's what we spend most of our time digging into. On port 80, I always try to make a to-do list. I explained this in my first video so I don't fall into rabbit holes, but we did some directory searching, vhost fuzzing, looked at robots text, checked source code, used the website, all things like that. We found some user enumeration on the homepage, and we found some cross-site scripting in a service field. So if I remember right, there was like a get a quote or contact us. And when you do that, this service parameter, we did some blind cross-site scripting payload, which would just give a callback to us if a user on the other end clicked it, and we got a callback to us. And you can see the screenshot right there. And we were able to confirm that blind cross-site scripting existed in the service field. And then the FML here is because like I tried a bunch of different payloads to steal a cookie, and I was missing fetch. So I tried a bunch of other ones. Fetch is the one that worked, and this is where we got stuck. Like I was doing all the right payloads with the exception of this very specific payload I needed to steal the cookie, but this was the payload that ended up working. So last week we didn't even get to initial access yet, and like I said, I haven't looked ahead. I haven't seen what's going to be on this machine, so we're going to go into it blind and see if we can learn together. Maybe. Apparently the freaking machine is not going to spawn. I've had this issue with Hack the Box a few times, which is frustrating because I love Hack the Box. Come on, all right, I'm gonna check on my host computer. Maybe there's just something bugged about my VM. Give me just a second on my other screen. I'm gonna see if the machine spawned on there or something odd is going on. It's always when I'm live streaming too. Frustrating. No, it's still stuck at machine is spawning on my host computer too. Gosh, that's annoying. All right, let's try to stop it and respawn it. Yeah, I'll answer your questions in just a second, guys. We can answer them while we wait for this dumb machine to spawn. All right, it gives me the time and everything, but it doesn't give me an IP. Annoying. All right, let me scroll up. Hack the Box or try Hack Me. What would you suggest for a junior pen tester? We should make a standalone video for that because, like, guys, my standalone videos you see on my YouTube page are just like the common questions I get. That's a super common question I get, so maybe we'll talk about it. I'll also get machine issues. Sometimes it takes like 3 minutes to spawn. All right, let's look at the time. It's 9:36 p.m. We'll give it a little bit. What up, AZ Cowboy 1? Well, guys, we can talk about Hack the Box versus Try Hack Me while we wait. Let me get logged in to Try Hack Me real quick, and I'll give you my thoughts on that while wearing a Try Hack Me shirt. Log in. I have to do 2FA. All right. We'll get to the main dashboard here. Oh, hey, our machine spawned as well, so we'll be able to dive into this machine, but I will answer your question. Try Hack Me versus Hack the Box because it's a super common question I get. So first, let me ask you guys in chat. Turn off chat for just a second. Which one do you guys prefer? Like if I don't know how to do a poll. Can I do a poll it with Restream? Here. I'm such a freaking noob. Is there any way I can do like a poll? Does that do anything? No. Okay, I don't know how to do a poll with Restream. And maybe I can't because I'm multi-streaming. But let me know in the chat, which platform do you guys prefer? Hack the Box, Try Hack Me, and why? and then I'll make a standalone video. And as usual, guys, we're going to one take it. I haven't prepped this video at all. I haven't scripted out the video like all the other YouTubers. I wing all my videos. I think it's a little more natural, and I just suck at making scripts. I like just winging it. So here's going to be me winging the answer. What is better? Let me go ahead and start recording. How are you? Bye, says to work at THM. Yep. All right. Here we go. Hey, what is up, everyone? One of the most common questions I get all of the time is, hey, which platform is better? Try Hack Me or Hack the Box? It's the age-old question, and I just happen to be wearing a Try Hack Me shirt. And first, let me just begin by saying I'm a fan of both of the platforms. I love both Try Hack Me and I love Hack the Box, and I think both have unique strengths and both have unique weaknesses as well. And let's just begin with Hack the Box. I'll share my screen. Here is the main Hack the Box platform, and I do have a VIP subscription to Hack the Box so I can have access to all the retired machines because I live stream it pretty often, and I'm not allowed to live stream active machines. And that's the first, I don't know if you would consider it a weakness, but the first kind of drawback to Hack the Box, at least if you're a content creator and you enjoy live streaming. Hack the Box is not as live stream friendly as Try Hack Me is. So on Try Hack Me, for example, when they did the Red Team Challenge Room, I received permission from Try Hack Me to live stream the entire thing as I was working through it. The active machines do have, I think, a 72-hour pause, but after 72 hours, you're able to release walkthroughs and live streams on the rooms, and I really enjoyed that from the place of Try Hack Me because it allows me to create a lot of content and learn alongside of people. Hack the Box, on the other hand, has a lot of great active machines, and those are the free machines, but you are not allowed to stream or write blog posts about the active machines. Now, I totally get why you're not allowed to do that, but it is in some ways a little bit silly to me. I think that Hack the Box could have a more lenient policy because let's be real, it's the internet. On almost every active machine, so if I go over to active machines right now, I can almost guarantee you each one of these active machines, if you just type them into Google and type Hack the Box walkthrough, there are walkthroughs out there everywhere. But people like me who are legit, who use my real name, Tyler Ramsby, very easy for Hack the Box to find me. I can't make any walkthroughs. I can't teach on any of these machines because I will get my Hack the Box account banned and I'll probably get a copyright strike on my YouTube channel. So the one downside of Hack the Box is that it's not live stream friendly, not content creator friendly in that way. But let's talk about the plus side of Hack the Box. One of the things I really enjoy about Hack the Box is the standalone machines on Hack the Box are amazing, both the retired machines and the active machines. Try Hack Me, on the other hand, if we switch over to Try Hack Me, some of the standalone releases are very CTF-y and very puzzly. So I'll just give you an example, a very recent one, UA High School. And if the creator of this room is watching this, I apologize. But here is a very recent Try Hack Me standalone machine, and it's a little bit silly, very CTF-y, very puzzly, something you will never see in the real world. Long story short, there's a PHP page that you have to fuzz for command.id, and you discover that, hey, there's a command parameter that you can run commands on, but it only base64s the input. Base64 encodes it, so you have to base64 decode the input. You eventually have an image on the homepage. You have to download the image, fix the image, and then there's a SSH password hidden in the image via steganography. Just absolute silliness to me. Very CTF-y, very puzzly, very much not real world. And unfortunately, with Try Hack Me standalone machines, I have noticed so many of the standalone machines follow this similar puzzly, CTF-y, steganography, decrypt a weird freaking crypto key to get the flag. That drives me absolutely insane. Hack the Box, on the other hand, that doesn't happen. And I read a really good blog post, I think it was by Ipsec, and he was talking about how he got into Hack the Box, and he made a point of explaining what Hack the Box has in place when they accept standalone machines. And one of their big things is they do not accept machines that are CTF-y. They do not accept a steganography machine. That UA High School machine would never, ever, ever get accepted over at Hack the Box. So the quality of the standalone machines on Hack the Box are significantly better than the standalone machines on Try Hack Me, at least from my experience as a pen tester in the field. Now, other people enjoy the CTF puzzly stuff, like John Hammond, for example. He's good at those, and I think he enjoys them. And when you go to like DEF CON and do CTFs, that's how they are. I hate them, probably because I suck at them, but also because they're not realistic. I like more realistic machines. So when it comes to standalone machines, Hack the Box definitely wins in that way. on Hack the Box, the other downside, once again, we're going to talk about a downside of Hack the Box, is the price. So to get full access to all the Hack the Box content, you need a Hack the Box VIP sub. So that's on this platform right here, on app.hackthebox.com. You need a special sub to get access to the retire machines and challenges. Then if you want to do learning, you need another sub. So there's academy.hackthebox.com, which is an incredible platform I've showcased at other places. But Academy is more like the Try Hack Me guided rooms, where there's guided learning journeys and these guided paths that are really well done. But now you have to pay more money for that. And I think you're looking at $20 a month for a silver sub. Unless you're a student, you get it for $8 a month. But just, there's a lot of money you have to pay if you want full access to all of the Hack the Box content. Except for I think the tier 0 stuff might be free in Hack the Box Academy, but the rest of it costs money. It would be helpful in Hack the Box if there was one sub that I could pay that gave me access to everything, but instead I have all these different subs I have to pay in order to get access to all of the content. But overall, I really enjoy Hack the Box, and my recommendation on Hack the Box is it is a lot more difficult than Try Hack Me. So if you are brand new to cybersecurity, just getting into the field of pen testing, I do not recommend starting with Hack the Box because you will very quickly be overwhelmed and in over your head. Even on the Academy platform, it assumes you have quite a bit of basic foundational knowledge. And if you don't have that basic foundational knowledge, to be honest, you're just going to get frustrated and you're probably going to quit because it is just too hard coming into it as a beginner. So if you are new to the field, I do not recommend Hack the Box. But if you are a pen tester, if you're more experienced in the field, Hack the Box is an incredible platform. Let's talk about Try Hack Me. So here we are on the main Try Hack Me dashboard. You can see I've done a lot of Try Hack Me. I'm in the top 1%, and I've also created official machines for Try Hack Me, and I'm rocking a Try Hack Me shirt. So guys, I'm a big fan of Try Hack Me, and not just for beginners. I learn a lot of stuff from Try Hack Me, even as someone who works in the field, but the rooms I really enjoy are the guided rooms that teach you a concept. I like to take notes as I go through it. So for example, we have all these different learning paths. So if I just jump over to learning paths, we have very guided learning paths on all these different things. The red teaming learning path is amazing. The Red Team Capstone by my friend Amoeba Man is hands down one of the best networks I've ever come across. But you have all these different learning paths. You have a bunch of challenges. Guys, for the price, Try Hack Me is amazing. Even with the completely free Try Hack Me account, you get access to a bunch of content, a bunch of labs that do not cost you a dime. So when it comes to affordability, Try Hack Me is much more affordable and much more accessible than Hack the Box. There's one sub if you do choose to get a premium sub, which I recommend. I think it's well worth the money. You pay one sub and then you get access to all of the content. The exception is there's some cloud content. If we go over to cloud training here, which I have done, I created a YouTube playlist where I work through all of this live with the permission of Try Hack Me. Once again, showing like they're amazing when it comes to content streaming friendliness, but they have this add-on that you can pay separate for to get access to their AWS training. But outside of that, for one premium sub, you get access to everything. I don't remember the total price, but it is really affordable. I think it's $90 for the entire year or something along those lines. So Try Hack Me if you are a beginner to the field, or if you're at a spot where you can't afford a bunch of crazy subs like Hack the Box, sub to Try Hack Me, do that one premium sub, and you get access to a bunch of content, a bunch of really well done learning paths, both blue team and a red team, and even some introductory type stuff. So if you're new to the field, Try Hack Me hands down is the place that I would recommend. But then I haven't answered the question. Which platform is better, Try Hack Me or Hack the Box? And my answer, honestly, is it depends. I have subs to Hack the Box as main platform. I have a gold sub to Hack the Box Academy, which means I have access to all of the material in Hack the Box Academy. And I have a premium sub to Try Hack Me that I've had for the past 3 years. And I have to give kudos to Try Hack Me. Try Hack Me got me to where I'm at today. Try Hack Me is a platform that I started on. And Try Hack Me has been super supportive of me, like as a person, as a content creator. I love the THM team. I know a lot of them really well. Got to hang out with a bunch of them at DEF CON. They invite me to do Advent of Cyber. They invite me to participate in a bunch of things. I even signed an NDA with them, so can't obviously share much on that NDA, but I'll be partnering with them to revamp some of their content to make it even better. So really, it does depend. I love Try Hack Me. I also love Hack the Box. Whether one is better than the other depends on your situation in your career. Both have their strengths. Both have their weaknesses. If you can afford it, I recommend subs to both, which is what I do. But if you can't afford it, if money is an issue, I would recommend recommend try Hack Me. If you can afford it and you're more experienced, I would recommend Hack the Box. So curious what you guys think. Let me know in the comments if I am completely wrong, if you think I'm crazy for my thoughts on this. I know a bunch of people have talked about this, but I think mine is unique where I use both of the platforms all of the time. So I have I think a unique vantage point into both of them and their particular strengths and weaknesses. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. For those of you watching the live stream, let me know in the chat what you think and we can chat about it. But hey, thank you for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. All right. There's my one take. I'm just going to glance through your guys' comments because I'm curious who agrees and disagrees. Great for different levels. Try Hack Me. Try Hack Me. Hack the Box. Sure, Hack the Box in their academy. Yes, I prefer Hack the Box because it's more realistic. It doesn't hold your hand as much. Try Hack Me builds a lot of false confidence. THM. Someone who started over the wire, not know how to SSH. It's great to have beginner-friendly platforms. Yeah, exactly. They're both amazing, guys. Haven't ventured much out to try Hack Me unless I'm going to a SANS range. Tiberius got angry. I'm guessing about that UA high school machine. WinCorp series and THM is decent. Hack the Box has better machines. Yep. Learning paths are good. Academy is text heavy. However, we are reading. I know this sounds a little bit silly as someone who makes videos, but I enjoy the text heaviness of Academy. Cool. No, I'm not signing off, guys. I make standalone videos as I go. Wait, where did my stream go? Am I still here? My stream just like disappeared. I think I'm still live. You guys still with me? Yes, you guys are all still with me. Cool. All right, so those are my thoughts on Try Hack Me versus Hack the Box. I'll drop that video later. But guys, we finally have an IP for our machine. I want to dive back into this machine. And if you're confused about what I'm doing right away, you can watch the first part of this video. So this will come out later on. So before I start recording for YouTube, I just need to get back to kind of where we were at before. First, let's go to downloads. We'll do sudo open VPN. I think it's lab VPN. Type in our password. We are on the hopefully Hack the Box VPN. There we go. We got our IP. I'm going to try to ping this IP and we can hit it. Beautiful. So we'll just call this our terminal. And we'll vim, etc host real quick. And we have it right here. Oh, wait, is it the same IP? I forgot that. Yeah, it is. I forgot that on Hack the Box, it's generally the same IP, whereas Try Hack Me, the IP changes. So I guess we don't have to do anything. Although I didn't make any changes. So if we ping like iClean.hackthebox, we should have it. Beautiful. All right, to get back to where we were at the end of the last video, let's open up Kaido. We'll hit start. Oh, why'd I have to log in again? All right, 1 second. I'm going to stop sharing my screen just while I log into Kaido. If you don't know what Kaido is, it's an alternative to Burp Suite and OWASP Zap, written from the ground up in Rust. I do use Burp Suite Pro in my normal day-to-day job as a pen tester, but Burp Suite Pro is not accessible to people who don't feel like dropping the money for the license. Kaido, on the other hand, does not rate limit you, even on the free version of Kaido. So I like to showcase it when I'm doing CTFs, because it's a lot more affordable, and it's actually what I use even when I'm doing bug bounty and stuff. I use Kaido. I don't use Burp Pro, but I do use Burp Pro for pen testing because of all the extensions and stuff, but I do enjoy Kaido. All right, and here's our project for our iClean Hack the Box. We'll go over to Intercept, open up our built-in browser, and do want to just make sure we have access to everything. So if we jump over to our notes, it was capyclean.hackthebox. That's right, that's the not vhost, but the domain that we found. All right, beautiful. So we do have access to everything. Grab a drink of water. And let's get back to where we were at. So I told you guys before, I think there is services. Where's the contact page? I could have swore there was a contact. Is it choose? All right, maybe I should just look at my notes. There's a post request and send message. How did I find that? There must be a contact us page. Home services about... Is there like quote or something? Oh, I'm right. Okay, there was a quote. I think I found that with dir search. And then this is what's vulnerable to the cross-site scripting. We can choose like carpet cleaning at fake.com, turn on our intercept, hit submit, go back over to here, throw it over to replay, and also zoom in for you guys. Whoops, not like so. I'm gonna go here so you guys can see it a little bit better. And it's this service field that was vulnerable to the stored cross-site scripting, because when we send it, it says, hey, we have someone looking at this. So if we go back to our notes, this is what I did last week, confirmed that it was vulnerable. And I believe this is the payload I needed to retrieve the cookie. I do want to test this real quick before I waste my time doing this again. So let's go to make sure this payload actually works again before we start recording for YouTube, and we might have to fix it. So we'll do that. I do need to change my IP. It looks like I'm on .3 now, 10.10.14.3. And the rest of that should look good. Just going to send us the cookie. Sort of simple Python web server, and we will hit send. And it went through. Your quote request was sent to our management team. They'll reach out to you soon via email. Thank you for the interest you have shown in our services. And there it is. We have the session. All right, beautiful. And I was thinking about making a standalone video about this cross-site scripting, but I might do that on my own time. I want to just kind of dive into this box and have some fun with it. So I'm going to start recording for YouTube, and I'll kind of splice these videos together, and it will be one video of us struggling our way through this machine. Hey, what is up, everyone? This is Tyler from the future. You saw at the end of the video, I found some cross-site scripting we were able to send to the victim, but I was having an issue finding the correct payload. I tried a bunch of different payloads to steal the cookie, and I was missing the one for fetch. So after much troubleshooting, much rage quitting and getting mad, we figured it out. Here is the working payload right here, as you saw me struggling with at the end of the video. And what we can do is, if I just take this, we can URL decode it. If we right click here in Kaido and we can URL decode, you can see what it's doing. It's totally going to mess it up here, but all it's doing is sending a fake image to source X, and then on error, which it's going to error, right? Because there's no actually image to source X. On error, we're going to do a fetch request. We're going to fetch, and it's going to send us the document.cookie of the victim. Now, this is only possible because their session cookie must not have the secure flag set, which allows us to steal it, or the HTTP flag set, because we can steal it on clear text. But we're going to steal their session cookie, and that's kind of where we're at as I was splicing these videos together. So let's go ahead and put this back into the URL encoded right here. We have the service there, and that is where it's going to be vulnerable. And we will start our basic Python web server like so, and we will send this payload through. And now that we send this payload through, let's see if we are able to steal the victim session cookie. And this is why cross-site scripting is so bad. If you can execute cross-site scripting, what is going on is you are executing JavaScript in the victim's browser. Now, if you're new to all that terminology, JavaScript is client-side code. And if you want to get into pen testing, even just IT in general, that might be a question you get, the difference between client-side and server-side. But client-side code means you can't get like a reverse shell on a server with JavaScript, but you can attack other users with JavaScript. So that's what cross-site scripting allows us to do: execute JavaScript in the victim's browser, and we can cause them to do different actions or steal session cookies like we can see right here. So what happened is the user went ahead and clicked our payload, and the JavaScript executed in their browser, and it sent us their session cookie right here. Now, one of the most important parts about hacking and pen testing is taking good notes. So let's go ahead and take a note of this for our notes. So I'll grab a screenshot of this, and we'll copy it, and we'll copy it. Thank you. I don't know why I didn't copy the first time, and jump over to our notes. You can see my FML when I was completely stuck at the end of the last stream, and we will just say, hey, we have the session cookie right there, and we'll also just grab that like so we don't have to try to type that from a screenshot, and we'll do it in a code block. So now we have some type of user session cookie. And if we go back over to here, we saw a login page. I can actually turn off intercept real quick here in Kaido. What is Kaido? Is it similar to Burp Suite? Exactly. Kaido is a web pen testing proxy tool like Burp Suite or OWASP's app. Came from Network Chuck. Appreciate your work. Really helps me understand tech. Thank you, my friend. And hey, I need to turn on comments again. There we go. Now we got comments pulled back up on the screen. But if we go over to login, we don't have any login information. You guys can see when I was doing the Network Chuck video, it still has those payloads saved, Chuck and Network Chuck. But we'll do admin, right? Nothing is going to happen, but I'm guessing this is going to redirect maybe to a dashboard. So if I go to like dashboard, does it redirect me to login? Yeah. So what we can try to do, there's a few different things we can try to do, but we have that session cookie. If we go over to here, so let's copy this. We see it's just called session, so that must be the name of the cookie. And if we go over to this, we'll do more tools, developer tools. And I believe, is it application, local storage. We could add a key here, but you know, just to test the key, I'm curious if I turn on queuing and we just try to go to the login page. We can see the cookie there. If I just change all of this, we'll just change this to session equals, let's grab it from here, copy. Oh, that's Google. What the heck am I doing? Come on, Tyler. Let's send this to here. And I want to change this to maybe dashboard. All right. And now, did it pass cookies anywhere else? I'm curious. No, it didn't. So I'm guessing. Oh, here, let me. I have a few different ways I want to do this. Let's first, I guess, just try to set it in our browser and then try to go to dashboard. We'll just see if that works. It'll be an easier way of doing it. So developer tools, application. Can I add a cookie here? I'm pretty sure you can. Here's cookies. Here we go. Can I not add a cookie? Do I need an extension for it? Usually I do this in Firefox, but there's also some extensions we can add. I thought we'd be able to just to add a cookie, but clearly I'm dumb and you can't just add a cookie. I think we may need to download an extension. Add cookie. Cookie editor, that's what I'm looking for. Hey, what's up, y'all? Add to Chrome, add extension. All right, beautiful. So let's try our cookie editor thingy. And you not have permission, blah, blah. We'll say request permission for all sites because YOLO, allow. And we can add a cookie. We'll call it session. And we will grab it from our notes where we stole it from the victim. And that's cool. I totally didn't want it to stay up there. That's exactly what I want to do. I want it to disappear. Amazing. All right, let's add our session. Let's save it. And if I go to login, okay, what if I go to dashboard? Haha, it worked. So we added that with our cookie thing, and then we loaded the dashboard, and now we have authenticated access to this. So we can add that to our notes. We'll say we downloaded cookie editor. Oops, not that. Jeez, Notion, what are you doing to me, bro? I typed down here. I didn't type up there. It's being very slow for some reason. Admin access, right? We downloaded the cookie editor extension. Like so. We added the session cookie and went to dashboard and have access. I typed too fast. You guys see that I wasn't even typing. All right, and we have access, and let's grab a screenshot of this for our notes, because one of the best things you can do as a pen tester is make sure you are taking good notes. So we can grab this. I like to include the URL, and we have these different things. I haven't even looked at it. It'll be curious to see what functionality those have, but we'll drop a screenshot here. Tyler, what are you using to take notes? I'm using Notion to take notes. And I've used Cherry Tree. I used OneNote. I've used Obsidian. All of them are fine. I don't think one is really better than the other. It's just more important that you take notes as you work through machines, work through boxes, so you remember what you are learning. But we have access here. We have admin access. Now what we want to do is figure out what functionality is going on here. And what I like to do is monitor everything with Kaido as we go through it. So we'll just throw it to the side. We'll turn Kaido on and we'll hit like generate invoice. And we are sending a GET request to invoice generator. I want to send that to replay so we can play with it. This is just static images. None of that's super interesting to us. All just static images, it looks like. CSS type stuff. Nothing that we're going to be able to exploit. All right. So generate invoice. We can turn off queuing for now until we send the request. We'll just say our quantity, of course, is 1337. Project is Hack the Planet. That's our project. Our client is Hack Smarter. We live on Hacking Ave, and our email is tyler@hacksmarter.org. It's not a real email. Don't try to email it. I won't get your email. Turn on queuing, and we will click generate. Let's send this over to replay, and let's just play around with this. I want to see what it does. If we hit send, invoice ID generated, QR invoice, drink of water. Not where Chuck drinks coffee. I drink water. I can't do any cool like French roast to my water. So it doesn't really show anything from what I can see. Let's turn off intercept and see what this looks like. All right, so it just says, hey, we generate this invoice for you, but no other information. So interesting. We'll play around with that. Let's check out our QR generator. What's that do? Oh, now it's asked for our invoice ID, which we have. If we turn off our HTML, we have an invoice ID right here. So that might be interesting. Let's just see what happens if we put in that invoice ID. We'll hit generate. And this, why is this so badly designed? Why can't I go all the way over? So we have a QR code link or insert QR link to generate something. Generate. All right, we're going to inspect. I don't know what it says. I don't know why I can't see it. Insert QR link to generate scannable invoice. Add hidden field to differentiate the two items. Okay. Gotcha. So if I do my invoice ID here, what does that do? Let's turn on Kaido again and just see, hey, what's going on here? Generate. Go over to replay. Hit send. Ooh, we have a lot of input being reflected. So there's a lot of things we're going to want to try here. Turn off queuing. I'll just show this to you. We have all this. So anytime input is reflected, there's a few things we can try. We can try like server-side cross-site scripting. We can try HTML injection. We can try server-side template injection. Any place where our input is reflected, that's what we want to test. And we can see project, client, address, and email are all reflected on this page. So suppose an easy way we can do that is if we go over to replay, we still have that request where we made these things. Our selected service, our quantity, our project. We could just do like, we could fuzz each one of these and just see what happens. So if I do 7 times 7, okay, I didn't know if that would break it. I wanted to make sure that it actually generated an invoice, and we can check that out. Invoice would be, what did I just modify? Quantity I modified. Which I didn't. Am I crazy? Shouldn't the quantity there be modified? Maybe it didn't go through here. Let me just test this. 1. Maybe it doesn't like my server-side template injection payload. Let's just grab this one and see if this is any different. Okay, no, it's not. It doesn't seem to be accepting my quantity here. Do I have to, maybe I have to redo that entire process possibly? I guess let's just try it. We'll generate invoice. And we'll do basic quantity. I'll do 7 times 7. Oh, maybe I can't do that. We'll just do 1, 2, 3. And now these I'm going to do server-side template injection payloads for all of them. If we can get this to work, we can figure out what templating engine is on the back end, and we might be able to get RCE or something. So we'll do generate. Please include @ in the email address. Okay. Yep, and I can't see the invoice ID. Whoever designed this website really needs to make it responsive to different different browsers. But there we go. We have it now. We'll just go back. Generate QR. We also want to edit services. There's other things I haven't played with yet. What's going on? Why is none of my stuff changing? I updated that invoice, right? Am I crazy? Okay, well, we'll come back to that. Let's edit services. Select service. Deep cleaning edit. What's that do? Service name, deep cleaning. This service is more thorough. It's perfect for living or working space. Service quantity. There's a lot of fuzzing here that might take a while to figure out. Oh, I don't know why it's not typing. Can I not? Okay, so I can't edit the service. I can edit the description. Do like... It's still a lot of stuff that we're going to have to fuzz to figure out. What's quote request? Is this where I sent stuff in? Okay. Let's try to generate another invoice. I don't know why none of this works. We'll do 1, 2, 3. I just want to see if I can get a different freaking invoice than the first one I generated. We'll do inspect on here. Here's our number. Okay, I'm going to make sure I copy that. I'm not copying the old one, right? And we'll generate QR. Give it the invoice ID. Generate. Guys, what's going on? Do you guys see what I'm missing? Why is none of this changing? It has the first information I put in there, but as I generate these new invoices, nothing is changing. What? Like, this is different invoices, but the project and everything remains the same. Am I crazy, y'all? What am I missing with this? That is odd. I don't think it's supposed to be like that. Where is this all reflected? Is this reflected back on the main website? Like these descriptions for these services? Let me check. Services. That just shows the same two services. Can I modify those services? Or are they tile and grout? That's not even a freaking option to modify. All right. So that stuff doesn't actually modify anything. What's choose do? Get a quote. Okay. So it has to be something with this admin page and these different fields that we need to fuzz. I don't understand anywhere where this is reflected. Is this reflected on the invoice that I apparently can't modify, I wonder? All right, I'm going to try this one more time. Generate invoice, 1. And I don't remember which one of these I modified, but we'll just say, please no. Different client. Hello, Av. Tyler at notme.org. And we will, okay, I'm going to make sure this is actually doing stuff. So odd. Generate. Right, there's the project. We hit send. And it gives us this invoice ID, right? Everything so far so good. Nothing really crazy is going on here. I'm going to try to open this in a new tab. Maybe there's something weird going on when I hit the back button that it doesn't like. New tab. We'll go to dashboard. We'll generate QR. We'll go over to Kaido. We'll go over to replay. We will grab the new one that we just generated to show that I'm not freaking insane with what's going on here. And we will type in the invoice ID and we will click generate. All right. There's our QR code link. What's that do? Okay, that gives me a legit QR code. That's cool. What? I don't understand how I'm supposed to modify this freaking thing. All right. The cool thing about Hack the Box is there's a guided mode. I want to see if I'm missing something or if the machine's broken. We know the answers to these questions from everything we've done so far. Oh, it is server-side template injection, so I'm doing the right payloads and everything. So that should show up as 49. What is a relative path to the endpoint that is vulnerable to server-side template injection? I'm pretty sure it's this path, but I can't get it to do anything. I can't get it to change what I've already done. All right, let me see this request. Like maybe it's not pulling in the right one or something. Like I don't really understand what's going on here. Am I blind? What am I missing? Read the page and try again. All right. Stop being blind. All right, I'm going to stop being blind. Read the text over the second input field. All right, dude, bet. Oh, you mean on here? Okay, let me type this in. Insert a QR link to generate scannable invoice. Is that where I need it? Is that where I need to insert it? All right, dude, what am I missing? What? So guys, the server-side template injection, the standard payload is the 7x7 that I did. And then once that works, there's different things we can do to figure out the templating engine. But first we need to get that payload to work. I don't understand how to create other invoices. Like I feel like I'm missing something obvious, but when I create these different invoices, they give me, as I saw before, an invoice ID, I think. They say, hey, here's our invoice ID generated. And then, when I type that in, it doesn't work. Copy the link directly above the input field and paste it in. Which input field are you talking about? This link right here? That's what I'm doing, dude. Copy a link address. It comes to this legit QR code. Which, I don't... Can I open a QR code on here? It should be the scannable QR thingy that should pull this up. This QR generator. Into the input field directly below it. Oh, am I stupid? No, look, same thing, dude. Literally the same thing. You notice that? Like, I get what you're saying. Submit. This is not the stuff I put in there. That is not that. Here's this one. Please know, different client, hello av, tyler@notme.org. Here is the invoice ID generated. That matches this invoice ID. Is it 302, right? 302. And when I paste that link into there, it gives me the same freaking invoice I've already seen 100 times. What? Is the machine broken? Oh yeah, maybe the payload is in the actual QR field. That's an interesting concept. Oh my goodness, it is. Whoa. You guys see the 49 there? The server-side template injection is the QR that is vulnerable. Mind blown. I totally thought it would be the other reflected input. That's super interesting. So this is what's vulnerable. The input right here, this is all a rabbit hole. None of this is vulnerable to server-side template injection, and apparently you can't change it anyways. It's the freaking QR code field that is vulnerable to server-side template injection. Now, once again, the reason we know that is 7 times 7, of course, equals 49. And you notice when I open this in a new tab, it's right here. There's the answer to our payload. It's 49. Whoa. That's cool. That's super cool. All right, let's grab a screenshot of that for our notes. In a QR code. This is a medium rated machine, which by hack the box standards, that means hard, at least from my experience, but that wasn't necessarily hard to find. But man, Nefos, if you wouldn't said to try that, I would have spent a long time trying to get my invoice to work. That's crazy that is the injection point. The screenshot tool is FlameShot. This is the tool I use for screenshot. I do run Linux as my host OS, but FlameShot works for both Linux and Windows. But it's a cool tool. Same tool I use when I'm doing legit pen testing. But that's insane. I'm still blown away by that. I guess let's grab a screenshot of that, just because it's such a weird thing. Like, there is our payload right there, 49. All right, so now what we need to do is discover what templating engine is being used on the back end. And there's a few different ways that we can do that. First, I want to see, there should be an easier way for, well, no, I guess there isn't, because oh yeah, there probably is. Here, one second, guys. You don't know what I'm thinking in my head, but can we see the results of that when I hit submit on here and the HTML on the page? I assume we can, but maybe we can't. There it is. So there's our QR code. So now we can easily see, like, hey, is our server-side template injection working? And I think it should automatically URL encode it for me. If I do 7 times 7, does that work as well? Let's find out. And it does. We have 49 right there. So now, if we go over to handy dandy hack tricks, and get a drink of water, there is a nice little chart here that tells us, hey, if this works, it might be this. If this works, it might be that. And apparently it's not going to load for me. Shouldn't there be an image here? I just want the chart. I don't care about all your little payloads. All right, Portswigger has it. I think he stole it from Portswigger anyways. Here we go. This is the chart I'm looking for. And I should just drop this in my notes, honestly. So we know that this payload right there works. So now we want to try this one. We know it's vulnerable, so it's going to be Twig or Jinja 2, I'm guessing, but we'll go through and test it. Should give us like 7 sevens or something, which it does right there. So then we know that it's either Twig or Jinja 2. So now we can go back over to Hack Tricks. And we can start with Jinja 2, shall we? Oh no, I guess that would equal an error. If that should equal an error, which it doesn't, so maybe it's going to be Twig. It's 49. But no, that doesn't equal 49. That does 7 sevens. Is it Tornado? Is there any other ones that do 7 sevens like that? Oh, Jinja. Okay, so we didn't get an error there. But it might be this one. We could try config. I've seen that plenty of times. Let's see if config works. And it does. You see we have the secret key and stuff there. So it's config, so we know it is Jinja 2. Templating engine. And we'll include our payload there. Actually, we don't need to do it a code block like that. We can just do config. And we'll drop a screenshot of that right there. A little bit higher. And we'll just say, hey, here's this. And here is the information being returned to us. So we can confirm it's Jinja 2. There we go. Mine explaining how the QR is vulnerable. First time I've heard of that attack path. That is the first time I've also heard of that attack path. Server-side template injection. You have these different templating engines, and if they do not sanitize user input properly, we can actually inject into the template and pull information out of it. So the standard payload to check is a 7x7, which I have shown. But then once we detect that, we need to figure out the templating engine. So I actually think Portswigger does a pretty good job explaining this. This would be a great thing to check out to understand server-side template injection better, but you can see here are the steps we did. Detect. So we were able to detect it. Now we identified the templating engine, and now we want to exploit it. We might be able to read files, explore, attack, get RCE, and that's going to be the end goal. As far as why the QR code itself is vulnerable, that's crazy to me as well, but they must be using Jinja. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. On the back end in order to generate that QR code. And we can see it did actually generate actual QR codes. Like it did it successfully, but we were able to abuse it to do server-side template injection by injecting those payloads. You know what I'm curious about though? Since it's accepting URLs, do you guys think it also might be vulnerable to SSRF server-side request forgery? I'm curious about that. So like for the QR link, what if I do this? What if I do my IP? Will I get a hit? No, I don't. Okay, so it's not vulnerable to SSRF. I mean, it might be able to hit like localhost, but I guess it's not. It's just literally pasting that in. So it's only the other one that's vulnerable to. So we can jump back to our config. And there's some interesting stuff in here. I don't think it's going to be really helpful to us. I mean, we have the secret key. We could sign cookies and stuff, but we don't need to do that. That's not going to be helpful to us. We want to see if we can get RCE now. That's going to be really the next goal. And so we have Jinja 2, blah, 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 blah. Template format, RCE not dependent on built-ins. We can try a few of these and just see if we can get RCE. So there's that. Obviously that's going to break, so we can go ahead and URL encode it. Come on. What if you spin up a server and have a script to compile instead of a QR code? Just checking the SSRF. I mean, it might work. I'm not sure. I have a text message. Who was texting me? It's late at night. Oh, my wife wants me to make sure the downspouts are on the house. Yeah, I'll do that at like 1 in the morning when I'm done streaming. I'll remember to do that. So this errored out. It could be our URL stuff errored it out. So I'm just going to try to manually do this. If I go like do a plus there and a plus there for spaces, does it still error out? And it does. So I don't think those are going to work, or in the shortest versions. I don't even know what that means. TBH. I'm just a script kiddie. I just plug and play and hope it works. Does that do anything? It does not. Other payloads. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to yellow this thing. Let's grab these other payloads from Intruder. Oh. I want Intruder. Yeah, Intruder. There we go. We'll get all these. We'll go over to Kaido. We'll just say test as our marker. We'll send this over to automate. We'll go to automate. We'll mark this as our payload. We'll change this over to a simple list. We'll paste in our simple list like so. Our preprocessor's URL encode. Yep, that looks good to me. And we will yellow this. Well, we don't need more than 10 workers. It's not that big of a payload list. And we will hit run. All right, now we see we have a lot of 500s, but we have quite a few 200s, which means the request went through successfully. And we can check out some of these. So that didn't do anything. That didn't do anything. That's just testing it. Is there any? And what was this? Was this the same thing I did? Oh, config items. So that's similar to what we've done. I was trying to read Etsy password. Surely one of these will work. Hey, we have RCE. Boom. Freaking for the win. You can see the www.data right there. So we'll send that over to replay. Confirm it works. And it does. We have RCE right there as a www.data user. Let's grab a screenshot of that. We'll say we have confirmed RCE. Go there, drop over to our notes. This is our image. And I also want to grab this full payload. We'll just grab this whole thing right there. No, I guess we could grab the whole request. Why not? All right, looking at chat. Use SSTI map. I could, but it's more fun to do it manually. Can you test the vulnerabilities in Wix, please? No. Can you download a blob video? No. I have no idea what you're talking about. Sorry. How often do I do these streams? I do these streams every Wednesday night. And for those of you not watching on YouTube, my primary platform is YouTube. So if you haven't subbed to me on YouTube, you should. I do stream on Twitch and LinkedIn, but all my standalone videos and such get posted on YouTube. So this is my main platform. Sub to me on YouTube. You'll see all my videos as they come out. I release like 2 to 3 videos every single week on ethical hacking type stuff. So let's see if we can get to 20,000 subscribers. Go sub. I'd appreciate it. But okay, we have our payload there. and it's executing the ID thing there. So there's a few different things we could do this. If we do like which netcat, do we have netcat on the machine? User bin netcat. So with that, we should be able to do something like plus 10.10.14.3. I have no idea if my syntax there is correct. We're going to give it a shot, though. My syntax was not correct. Good job, Tyler. All right, let's go back to a working payload. We could try, like, a few different things to get a reverse shell. One good way that tends to work for me on these weird situations is character safe reverse shell, I think from Hacktricks. I also, you know what I need to do, guys? I need to download the hacking Firefox extension. I don't remember what it's called. Hack Tools? my video pops up. A browser extension for hacking? Yes, that's exactly what I'm looking for. If you guys haven't seen this browser extension, it's amazing. You should check it out. I'll showcase it to you guys. But if we pull up Hack Tools right here, I'm going to make it full screen, pop-up mode. Oh, not pop-up mode. Well, screw it. I guess that works. Pop-up mode works just fine. And we want dark because light mode hurts our eyes. So this very quickly gives us a bunch of different reverse shells we can try. We can, for example, type in RIP 10.10.14.3 and our port of 1337, and it gives us these different payloads. We can go ahead and try this one, although it might fail because of the special characters in it, but we can try it. And we can try to just manually URL encode this. But like I said, I don't... Yeah, okay, we're not going to manually URL encode it. We'll just URL encode all of it and see if it works. Paste that in, and then we're going to grab all of this. Go to right click, convert, URL encode like so, and hit send, and it did not work. So I was thinking Hack Tools would have the character safe reverse shell, but I don't think it does. So let's go over to Hack Tricks instead of Hack Tools. We can minimize that. And we will check this out. Maybe bypass Linux restrictions. Looks like I used it before, so maybe this is the right link that I'm looking for. Okay, here's a reverse shell. This is double base 64 encoded. We don't really need to do that. All right, maybe that's a overkill. Let's just go to reverse shells. Symbol safe, that's the word I'm looking for. So we need to encode our shell, like so. It even gives us the command right there. And then we're going to execute the command down there. So let's go up to our terminal, and we'll open a new one, and we will go ahead and do that. We, of course, need to update it so it's RIP. So we'll change it to 10.10.14.3, 1337, because that's what a real hacker would use. And there we have that. And if we jump back over to... Okay, I don't like that pop-up mode. It's like always there. Close that out. Jump back over to this. You can see what we need to do. We'll just open up like Mousepad real quick. We just need to change the echo over to ours. So we'll grab this. Echo that out. It's going to base64 decode it and then pipe it over to bash. And hopefully that works. We'll go back over to Kaido. Paste it in there. I'll manually URL encode it so it doesn't mess anything up. Why 1337? Just hacker culture. It means elite. Oh, come on. That did not work, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Well, I have other ideas in my mind. One idea that I have is, let's just first see, let me go over to home, Tyler, hack the box, iClean, and we're going to touch hello.txt. We're going to do Python 3. Let's see if we can do a wget request, and then we can just download our own shell. Make sure our command execution still works. I didn't break anything. And it does. So what if we do this? Wget plus HTTP 10.10.14.3 hello.txt and hit send. Okay, cool. So we can do that. We can just download a shell. So if we go over to Firefox here, and we open up our hack tools. What I really want to do is open it in full screen. So let's do that real quick. Full screen mode. And now we can grab any of these. So we can grab this one right here and do nano shell.sh like so, right? And if we make that executable, it should work. Like we can shell ourselves. Amazing. But obviously we don't want to shell ourselves. And I broke my terminal. Oh, I am in a shell. This is odd. There. I shelled myself. All right, we have our shell.sh, Python 3m, HTTP server 80 will be fine. And now we'll go over to here, and we want to grab our shell.sh. And we will save it to temp shell.sh like so. Hit send. Hopefully it comes through, which it did. Do you have to do -O? I always get it confused between Windows and Linux. Let's just try to do ls temp and see if our shell is there. And it is not there. So let's go back. Maybe it's -O plus. And then we'll ls that and see if it's there. There it is, shell.sh, exactly what I was trying to do. And now we can change mod, make it executable. Shell.sh. Okay. Oh, wait, we need to do temp, though. All right, and now we just do to run it. Oh. Start our listener. Haha, and I have a reverse shell, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm talking about. Looking at chat. No alias for MS event and payload creation, hosting a Python web server. Nope, I'm not lead enough. Why do I use port 1337? It's just hacker culture. It means lead. Okay, we have our shell. That's amazing. But we should document what we did to get our shell. So if we go over to our notes, we'll say like reverse shell. So what we did, we hosted a shell.sh on our Kali machine. And we'll just grab the exact information that we had, which is right there. We use wget to download it, change the permissions, and then executed it. And we'll include all our commands there. So here is our command, of course, to execute it. Whoops. We'll drop that in there. If we go back to Cato and we go back one, oh, maybe not, maybe Control Z. And there's us changing the permission, so let's grab that. Like so, and then the final one, the first one was downloading it. Which is this payload right here. All right, so we have all that documented, and now we'll grab a screenshot of our reverse shell showing that we have our shell. All right. Okay, so far so good. It's getting kind of late, so I don't know if we'll finish the machine tonight, but if not, we'll eventually finish this machine. But let's go ahead and stabilize our shell. The cool thing about that little hack tools thing I showed you, because I always forget the syntax for stabilizing a shell, and this shows you how to do it. So first, we need to make sure Python 3 is on the machine, which it is. So then we can go back over to our hack tools and grab this. And hack tools is here. Next step is that. All right, next step is Control Z. All right, and next step is this. And then finally this. All right. Now we have a stable shell. So we stabilized our shell, and we can begin doing a little bit of enumeration. So we're in this app directory here. It's always worth checking app.py to see if there's anything interesting here, since it's a Flask app. And there probably isn't, since we already have full access to it, but sometimes you might find a secret being stored here, and we actually do have a secret here. We have a database config being stored in app.py, so we can grab that for our notes, and we'll call this just like post ration. We found database creds being stored in app.py. We'll drop that in there. And it could be possible that we have password reuse, so it's worth trying to SSH in as this user as well. And then we'll check the database at, I think I still called it iClean.hackthebox. Did I? Oh, I didn't copy their password. All right, nope. We don't have database or password reuse there, but we can probably connect to the MySQL database or whatever is being hosted on there. SQL-u, iClean, and then I don't know if we need to specify the database or not. It might automatically do that. So we'll just do -p so it prompts for our password. And then we'll type in this password right here, copy, go over to here, we'll paste that in, hit enter. And we have connection to the MySQL database. We can say show databases. We have 3 of them. We have CapyClean, so we can say use CapyClean. Show tables. We have users. We can select everything from users. And this gives us 2 users with what appear to be encrypted passwords. We have an admin and a Consuela user. So we can grab this information and maybe we can do some stuff with it. We'll say dumping the users table from the MySQL database. There it is right there. So stable machine equals complete access to victim machine. Yeah, it's just so we don't break our shell as easily, or stable shell. It's not complete access though, because we haven't elevated our privileges. So we're not root, we just have www data, which are pretty low privileges. So we definitely don't have full access yet, but that is what we are going to work on. But I think we're in a pretty good spot, guys. I might call it a night because it is getting pretty late and I do need to eventually go to bed. And I think we're at a good natural stopping point. We've been able to get in, abuse the server-side template injection, get a stable reverse shell on the machine, and we dump some user information from the MySQL database. We'll be back on stream next week, or maybe sometime this week if I get bored and feel like jumping on, and we'll continue where we left off, and we will, I promise, eventually finish this machine. But I've learned a lot in the process. I hope you guys have learned a lot as well as we've dug into this machine and began enumerating, and yeah, hopefully we'll continue to learn a lot. If you are new, if you're just popping in, I go into these blind. So I have not gone through this machine ahead of time. I have not prepped ahead of time. This is my full thought process, full methodology. What time do I stream? So Wednesday nights are when I stream. So Wednesday nights I start literally just whenever I can get my kids to bed. So it's different depending on the night, but generally around 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'll jump on stream and we'll hang out. So I've been live now for about 2 hours and 15 minutes. We usually do some Q&A, some standalone things, and then we dive into a machine. So seriously, guys, thank you so much for all of you who have joined me. A special shout out to you, those of you who have discovered me through the Network Chuck video. And I'm going to stop recording for YouTube. We'll splice these videos together. All right, I'm just live now with those of you in the chat. Show destination. So guys, I would love to stream somebody on Twitch. We have a bunch of you watching on YouTube, which is amazing. I shared before, YouTube is my main platform. But one thing I like to do at the end of my streams is I like to raid somebody on Twitch. Raiding, if you're new to Twitch terminology, just means all of our viewers, we go and watch another streamer to show them some support. So for those of you watching on YouTube, if you could do me a favor, and LinkedIn as well, I just dropped a link to my Twitch. If you could come join me on Twitch, even if you don't have a Twitch account, then you can join in the raid that we are about to do. So let me get Twitch pulled up. I have no idea why I'm not logged into Twitch. I'm usually logged in. Let me go ahead and log into Twitch now. First, I need to get my password manager. And now I have to do MFA. I'll eventually be on Twitch. Oh, wrong app. Guys, I have too many things. Just to authenticate. It's good security though, but it does get annoying. All right, here's Twitch. Submit. All right. I got it pulled up. If you guys enjoy this kind of live streaming type stuff, you would enjoy what's called InfoSec Streamers, or infosecstreams.com. You can see all the different people that are streaming, and we can see DJ Chateau is streaming. Really nice, genuine person. Enjoy showing him support. So what we're going to do is we're going to raid him, which means when I disconnect from the live stream, all of us are going to show up on his Twitch channel, and you're supposed to have a raid phrase. So our raid phrase is going to be hack smarter, not harder. So if you have a Twitch account, you can chat. As soon as we raid him, make sure you say hack smarter, not harder. I'm going to get the raid set up real quick. We'll grab him there. And if you enjoyed this content, keep watching him. I think you'll find his content helpful as well. So let me set this raid up over on Twitch. And now go ahead and join in that raid. For those of you watching on LinkedIn and YouTube, thank you for hanging out, guys. Really do appreciate you taking the time. Stay tuned to my YouTube channel. I'll be releasing videos throughout the week, but my next live stream will likely be next Wednesday night. So I'm going to sign off. I'll see you guys over in the raid. Remember, hack smarter, not harder. And I will see you guys there. Peace.